sportsvision.com. I'm Delcy D.
And I'm Jazz. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at ASBTV Network.
We wanted to touch on different sports and entertainment, and we're going to start with the NBA, actually, the basketball players, and different issues that they're having with these young athletes. And not only the young athletes, but mostly, we want to talk about when these young athletes come up as a rookie and they're just babies in this industry, or, in the NFL or the NBA or whatever it might be, in the tennis, and they have all this money and all this glam, and they actually don't know what to do. They actually go crazy. So we want to touch a little bit on Lance Stephenson.
Lance Stephenson, yes. Boy, oh boy. Okay, so Lance Stephenson just got drafted to the Indiana Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
He already had a little legal drama following him before he even got drafted. That had to do with the 17-year-old girl. Allegedly, he raped her or something like that. That necessarily didn't come up until his most recent stint,
right,
which he is now facing assault charges for pushing his baby's mother down a flight of stairs. Now, I'm not exactly sure what caused it, if it was an argument behind it. All we're getting is what the media is pushing out, which is basically this newly drafted young black man. I think he's 19 years old, just got drafted to Indiana Pacers. Now he's facing assault charges for pushing his baby's mother down a flight of stairs. So, as Delcy was saying, I think a big problem that a lot of these rookies and these, newly drafted stars, a lot of problems that they have is that they don't have that guidance. They don't have that counseling. When you were in high school or even when you're in college, you have guidance counselors. I mean, they're assigned to you. You can go see them if you want to. 9 times out of 10, they're going to make you go see them. But you don't get that when you get drafted. You don't have that counselor to just kind of tell you, here, this, that, and the other.
Right.
Even if it's a former player, they know what's going on. I feel like they should have some type of guidance counseling boot camp.
Right. Especially with all these, like you said, the former players, the vets that's been in the program already, they know what's going on.
Right.
I think with all that money that they get paid in their contracts, one part of it should be to give back.
Absolutely.
That each one teach one. When these new rookies come in, they sit down with them, and it's all about money management, it's all about the press, it's all about the fame, it's all about the women, and stuff like that, because once you're in the spotlight, everyone wants to talk about you, whether it's bad or good. And especially with Mr. Lance Stephenson, the sources are saying that he was sitting waiting for her to come home, and when she got there, he was sitting on the steps waiting, and that's when he pushed her down the stairs. And after he pushed her down the stairs, he went to the bottom of the stairs and banged her head against the bottom of the stairs.
Okay, see, I missed that.
And that's what the sources are saying. And we don't know the background that a lot of these kids, and we've heard a lot of NFL or NBA players say, I was raised by my grandmother, or I was raised without a mother, and they really need a mentor to help them, because we're very proud of them for getting to where they at. But now it's another step. You can't take the past to your future, especially if it wasn't a good one.
Right. I agree. I definitely agree. And it's going to be interesting to see how this all unfolds. I don't think the Indiana Pacers have actually released a statement basically saying it's good or bad. They're just kind of saying they're, stepping back. They're letting the investigation, run its course. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, because this is another one of our young, black athletes that is yet faced with another case.
Right.
I'm just tired. I'm really just, I'm saddened by it. I'm tired of always hearing about these athletes, be you African American, be you Caucasian, whatever it might be, just trouble just following you. I mean, we touched on the Ben Roethlisberger case.
Right.
I think that might have been before Delcy joined us, but I mean, we have touched on too many stories in a short amount of time that has to do with athletes and these cases and being in trouble with the law. And, as Delcy said, I absolutely agree. I think that there should be some type of mentoring program. Each one teach one. You've been through it yourself, so mentor these young guys, because they do need to get a little bit of guidance going on with this.
Definitely, they do need it, and we are proud that they get there. And of course, because they are in the spotlight, I don't care what it is, it's going to be blown out proportion times 10 times 10 times 10. And we also want to touch on Mr. Chris Chambers.
Let's actually, you know what? Let's talk about the basketball players being in the spotlight. And then we're going to get back to Chris Chambers. I want to touch on something real quick.
Okay.
Matt Barnes. You guys didn't know, former Orlando Magic player, is now traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. Well, him and his wife fiance Gloria, were a part of the NBA Basketball Wives show with Shani O'Neal. We kind of talked about that a little bit. Okay, so just speaking of the spotlight, they were a couple that decided to put their relationship in the spotlight. Yeah. And what happened? They got a little negative press. Him and Shani had a little Twitter battle with the whole nine about their perception on the show. Mm-hmm. Well, the latest article is saying that they actually agreed to come back on for season 2, which they didn't even come to the reunion. Gloria didn't want anything to do with it, but now, since he has gotten traded to Los Angeles, Hollywood stars, yes. I think she might be an aspiring actress, if I'm not mistaken, yes. Something. So this article is saying that now they're kind of like, they're putting it all out there. Right. If they're going to use us and they want to get in our house and they want these cameras rolling, they want our business to be out there, we're going to use them for what we can get. So he has already admitted that there's opportunities that have presented themselves for him, right. And there has also been opportunities for Gloria, his fiance, for her, from putting their lives right. in the spotlight on reality TV. So now all these doors are just opening up for them. The thing about it is, I don't think that that's a good. They shouldn't be putting it out there that, okay, this is what we're getting out of putting ourselves out there in reality TV. You shouldn't have to put your relationship, you shouldn't have to put things like that in the spotlight in order for an opportunity to present itself.
Well, I think when they sign on to reality TV, that's just what it is. And I don't know how the contracts are stating certain things we can't put in, certain things we can't show. But in order to make people look at the show, it's right. got to be some kind of drama. It has to be something that you would be like, woo, I wouldn't put that on TV. And I think they just got, a little carried away. They probably said, well, there's certain things we don't want to talk about. And the network came back and said, well, you signed on to this reality TV. But now they're seeing that with the reality show, that we could actually go further. Right. So let's use them for that. But, it's like a catch-22 for them, because if you're going to be in a reality show, guess what? It's just what it is, a reality show. So guess what? Get a grip, do the show, move on. If you're going to use them, they got to use you.
And there it is there. So we will be right back. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll touch on that Chris Chambers story that Delcy was talking about. We'll be back in a minute.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, ASVTV Network. We'll be right back.